Okay, I'll just repeat. Problem number 7. Find the Fourier sine and cosine transform of f of x equals e power minus alpha x, alpha greater than 0. So I have to find sine and cosine transform for this. First, let us find Fourier sine transform. Right? So we know that the formula for Fourier sine transform is fs of u equals, it is integral 0 to infinity f of x into sine ux dx. So this is the formula for Fourier sine transform. And you know what is f of x here? F of x is e power minus alpha x. Let us substitute. If I substitute f of x, we get integral 0 to infinity. It is e power minus alpha x into sine ux dx. Right? So we have substituted f of x for this. So if I integrate this, we get what is a Fourier sine transform. But how to integrate? So integration is main. See, the procedure of sine and cosine transformation is over now. The only thing is integration. If you integrate and substitute a limit, you get what is the sine transformation. So from here onwards, it is a known concept, integration part. So let us integrate now. How to integrate? See, when we have an integration of e power into sine, you know, to integrate this type of functions, e power ax sine bx, there is a standard formula because we can't apply Bernoulli's rule for this. So that formula is integration of e power ax into sine bx dx is equal to it is e power ax by a square plus b square into a sine bx minus b cos bx. So this is the formula for integration of e power ax into sine bx dx. So let us use this formula here. So this is a standard formula, remember this. When we have e power into sine, we can use this. So what is a here? Compare now. So a means minus alpha, and in place of b we have u. So I can write here a is nothing but minus alpha and b is nothing but u. So just substitute a and b in this. So we get fs of u equals e power ax. Ax means e power minus alpha x by a square. A square means minus alpha whole square plus b square means u square into a means minus alpha sine bx means ux minus b. B means u cos b ux. So this is between the limits 0 to infinity. Right? So this is u, sorry. So we have substituted alpha and b, a and b in this formula, we get this. So let us substitute a limit for this. See, if I substitute a limit for this, first upper limit. So upper limit means first I'll put x is equal to infinity. See, first we'll take this constant outside. See, this alpha square plus u square is constant. We'll keep it outside. It is 1 by alpha square plus u square. We'll take it outside, is constant. First we put x is equal to infinity, upper limit. If I put x is equal to infinity, it becomes e power minus alpha into infinity, and it becomes e power minus infinity. And you know, e power minus infinity is 0. Right? If I put upper limit infinity, it becomes infinity, full is infinity. E power minus infinity, and e power minus infinity is 0. 0 into this entire thing becomes 0. So the upper limit is 0 minus. Upper limit was 0 here. Now lower limit, put x is equal to 0. If I put x is equal to 0 here, it becomes e power 0, and you know e power 0 is 1. So this is 1 into put x is equal to 0 here. So this becomes sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. So therefore this term becomes 0 minus here. For the second term, if I put 0, this becomes cos 0, and you know cos 0 is 1. 1 into u. So it is u. Right? So this is u. This is u. Now on simplification, this implies f s of u equals, see this is minus into this minus, it is plus u by alpha square plus u square. So it is u by alpha square plus u square. So this is the value of fs of u. That means this is our Fourier sine transform for a problem. So this is how we can find a Fourier sine transformation for a given function. This is a common procedure for all problems. So take a formula of fs of u, substitute what is f of x given, integrate that, you get sine transform. Right? So
Sir, can you explain the last step?
Fourier cosine transformation. Just a minute. So this is how we can find the Fourier sine transform. Now we'll go for cosine. Now to find, next file, right? To find Fourier cosine transform. Fourier cosine transform. So now how to find a Fourier cosine transform here? See here, to find cosine, almost same formula, fc of u. Here instead of sine you get cos. Right, I'll repeat the formula now. We know that fc of u, cosine transform, is integral 0 to infinity. It is f of x into cos ux dx. So just look at the sine transform formula, same thing, but instead of sine you get cos. Now substitute your f of x. What is f of x? E power minus alpha x. So this is equal to integral 0 to infinity. It is e power minus alpha x. E power minus e power minus alpha x into cos ux dx. Right? So e power minus alpha x f of x into cos ux dx. Now let us integrate this. How to integrate? Again, this looks like integration of e power x cos bx. So here it is e power x sin bx. Here we have e power x cos bx. For that we use the formula. So what is e power x cos bx? The integration of e power ax into cos bx dx. The formula is, it is e power ax by a square plus b square into a cos bx plus b sin bx. So this is the formula we have. Right? Same thing. Instead of sin you get cos. Cos becomes sin. This minus you can make it as plus. Now substitute here. Again same. A is nothing but minus alpha and b is nothing but u. So a is equal to minus alpha and b is nothing but u. So substitute here. We get fc of u is equal to e power minus alpha x by this is minus alpha whole square plus b square. B square means u square into a means minus alpha cos b. B is ux plus b. B means u sin ux. So this is between the limits 0 to infinity. So same as the last one. So alpha and b, sorry, a and b substituted and the limits. Now like a last one, if I substitute limit for this, I can take this 1 by alpha square plus u square outside. So let us substitute a limit now. First, x is equal to infinity, same thing. X is infinity means it is e power minus infinity, and you know e power minus infinity is 0. So 0 into this entire thing. So upper limit, because of this e power minus, it becomes 0, then minus lower limit. Put x equals 0. So this becomes e power 0, and you know e power 0 is 1 into, put x is equal to 0 inside now. Here if I put 0, this is cos 0, and you know cos 0 is 1 1 into minus alpha. It is minus alpha, and this is plus x is 0 means sin 0. Sin 0 is 0. So this term was 0. Right. We get this. Now this is minus alpha plus 0, minus alpha, minus into minus plus alpha. So the final answer is, therefore, fc of u equals, it is alpha divided by alpha square plus u square. So the Fourier cosine transform for this problem is alpha divided by alpha square plus u square. So this is how we can find the Fourier sine and Fourier cosine transform for a problem. This is a common procedure for all problems here. So find the Fourier cosine transform of f of x is equal to 4x 0 to 1, 4 minus x 1 to 4, 0, x greater than 4. Right? So this is a given function. You have to find the Fourier cosine transform. This is a repeated question. So given in the annual examination many times. Let us see how we can find the cosine transform. So first I'll start with the formula. We know that the Fourier cosine transform means fc of u. The formula is integral 0 to infinity f of x into cos ux dx. So this is the Fourier cosine transform formula. Now here the limits are 0 to infinity, but you know this integration, this limit is splitted from 0 to 1, then 1 to 4, then 4 to upper limit of the formula, infinity. So this total interval 0 to infinity is splitted over 3 subintervals like this: 0 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to infinity. Let us split it. So this can be written as, this implies fc of u equals, I'll start from lower limit now, 0. So 0 to what we have? 1. So I'll write integral 0 to 1 f of x cos ux dx, first integral, plus second one is, so it is ended with 1. So 1 to next is 4. 1 to 4. Integral 1 to 4 f of x cos ux dx, plus next. So 4. So 4 to what? There is no upper bound here, infinity. 4 to infinity. So it is integral 4 to infinity f of x cos ux dx. The function was splitted like this. Now in the respective interval, let us substitute a function and we integrate, we get a cosine transform. Now in 0 to 1, what is the function? In 0 to 1, the function is 4x. Let us put 4x here. So this is equal to integral 0 to 1 4x cos ux dx, plus second one integral 1 to 4. In 1 to 4, the function is 4 minus x. It is 4 minus x cos ux dx, plus the last term. So this is 4 to infinity. So above 4, the answer is 0. So this integral becomes what? F of x is 0. So this entire thing becomes 0. Right? We get only this 2 terms. So let us integrate, we get cosine. So how to integrate? See here, you can observe that there is a product. See, 4x into cos ux. 4 minus x cos ux. So once we have a product, you know, you can integrate that by using Bernoulli's rule. So let us apply Bernoulli's rule and we integrate this. So first select uv. So algebraic is always u, the other one is v. So I'll select 4x as u, cos ux as v. And same thing here, 4 minus x, u, cos ux, v, and apply the Bernoulli's rule now. So if I apply the Bernoulli's rule of integration, we get, I'll write for the first term. So I'll write for the first term. So u, this one, u v1, first term of Bernoulli's rule. U means 4x. So it is 4x into v1. v1 means integration of v. Integration of v is cos ux. Integration of cos, sine. So it is sine ux divided by u. So you know here dx is there, means variable of integration is x. The coefficient of x is u. So when you integrate, you should divide by coefficient of x, that is u now. So integration of cos is sin ux by u. Then minus. So differentiate this term, integrate this term, second one will come. So differentiation of 4x is, you know, it is 4 into x is 1. So it is 4 into integration of sine. Integration of sine, you know, it is minus cos. So it is minus cos ux by u square. Because cos ux by u will come, u into this u square. And next time when you differentiate this 4, it becomes 0. So this is by using Bernoulli's rule. U v1 minus differentiation of this, integration of this gives the second term. So close the bracket. And this is between the limit 0 to 1. This. Now similarly, plus second term. Plus, I'll write second term now. Second term of Bernoulli's rule. U v1, u means 4 minus x. So it is 4 minus x into v1. Right here below this, 4 minus x. Sorry guys, this is x. Four. Not visible 4. Just a minute. Right now. 4 minus x. Okay. So 4 minus x u into v1. v1 means integration of cos. It is sin ux by u. Then minus differentiate. The differentiation of 4 is 0. X is 1. 0 minus 1. It is minus 1 into integration of sin is, you know, it is minus cos. So it is minus cos ux by u square. So this is between the limits 1 to 4. Same thing, only this number will change. Now let us substitute a limit for this. So this is equal to, first let us put upper limit, x is equal to 1 in this term. See, if I put x is equal to 1, so it is 4 into 1, 4 sin x is 1 here, sin u. So 4 sin u by u. 4 sin u by u, this term. Then minus into this minus, it is plus 4 x is 1 means this is cos u by u square. Cos u by u square. Right. So this is by putting x is equal to 1, upper limit. Then minus lower limit. Put x is equal to 0. See, if I put 0, so here it is 0. 0 into this term, it becomes 0. So this term was 0. Then minus, coming to this term, minus into this minus, plus into this minus, it gives minus. Put 0 here, it is cos 0 is 1. 1 into 4, it is 4 by u square. 4 by u square. Put x is equal to 0, we get this term. Now similarly here, put x is equal to 0, plus, right? Plus. Put x is equal to 4 here, here 4 minus 4, 0. So this term is 0. This term was 0. Okay. So this term was 0. And here minus into minus plus, plus into minus, minus. minus. Now put x is equal to 4 here. It is cos 4u by u square. It is cos 4u by u square. Right. So this term x is equal to 4 means 4 minus 4, 0. This is 0. Minus into minus plus, plus into minus minus. X is 4 means cos 4u by u square. Then minus lower limit. Minus lower limit. Put x is equal to 1. So it is 4 minus 1, 3. So 3 into sin u by u. It is 3 sin u by u. This term. So x is 1 means 4 minus 1, 3. 3 sin u by u. Then minus, right here, minus. See this minus into minus plus, plus into minus minus, minus into outside minus. It is plus, x is 1 means it is cos u by u square. Cos u by u square. We get this. Right, this is by substituting a limit. Now simplify this. So therefore finally, fc of u equals, now this is 4 sin u by u minus 3 sin u by u. So 4 minus 3, 1. So it is sin u by this term with this term. It is sin u by u. These two if I combine. Then this is 4 cos u by u square. This is plus cos u by u square. So 4 plus 1, 5. So it is 5 cos u by u square. So 4 plus 1, 5 cos u by u square. Then this term, I mean from this term and from this term. And from this minus cos 4u by u square, and these two I can write as it is because no additions or subtractions will come. So it is minus cos 4u by u square, cos I'll write this term here, minus cos 4u by u square, then minus 4 by u square. Right? So this is the simplified term, and this is the required cosine transform format for a problem here. So this is how we can find the Fourier cosine transform for this. In the same way we can find sine transform also. I'll just write down here. Problem 9. Find the sine transform. Find the Fourier sine transform of f of x equals e power minus mod x, and hence evaluate integral 0 to infinity x into sine mx divided by 1 plus x square into dx, comma m greater than 0. So this is the 9th problem here. So I want to find what is the Fourier sine transform for this. So let us see how we can find the sine transformation for this one. I'll go to solution. Right. So we know that the Fourier sine transform formula fs of u equals, it is integral 0 to infinity f of x into sine ux dx. So this is the Fourier sine transformation formula as we know. So this is cosine and this is sine. And now we have to substitute f of x for this. What is f of x here? It is e power minus mod x. So how to simplify this? What we can do? Remember guys, in the Fourier complex transformation, I mean in the last class while discussing a problems, this mod x are written it as plus x minus x. Correct? But here I'll take mod x equal, just observe this. I'll take mod x is equal to, right, mod x for this one is equal to always plus x in this case. See why I am taking mod x is equal to plus x for this problem. The reason is, see the formula of your sine transform. The formula of sine transform is from 0 to infinity. So 0 to infinity means it is only a positive interval, correct? It is like this. So 0 is here and infinity somewhere here. So it is a positive interval. So in case of 0 to infinity, positive interval, so mod x becomes what? Plus x. So straight away I'll take mod x is equal to plus x and I will substitute. So if I substitute in this, we get, so this is equal to, it is integral 0 to infinity, f of x is e power minus mod x is x. So it is e power minus x into sine ux into dx. Right? So just I am replacing this mod x by plus x. So plus into this minus x. So e power minus x sine ux dx. Right? So this is the function we got. So if I integrate this, we get what is a Fourier transformation. Right? Okay, so let us continue this. I'll go to the next page, just a minute. Now I want to integrate this function. So now you know to integrate, you have to apply the formula, correct? So this looks like integration of e power x sin bx, and the formula of e power x sin bx already I have written in the previous problem. So I'll use that formula, right? So using that formula, I can write f s of u equals, it is e power alpha, alpha means minus 1 here, minus x by alpha square means minus 1 whole square plus b means u here, so it is u square. So I can write here alpha equals minus 1, sorry, a equals minus 1, b equals u. In that formula you can substitute a minus 1, b is u, into this is a sine bx. So a sine bx means it is minus sine, minus 1 into sine ux, then minus b means u cos ux, right? So this is by using your formula, so which we have written in the previous problem, the first problem of today's class, right? So, and this is between the limits 0 to infinity. So just I'm using the formula and we have substituted a minus 1, b is u in that. Now let us substitute a limit for this. This is equal to 1 by, so you know minus 1 whole square becomes plus 1 plus u square. It is 1 plus u square. Let us substitute a limit. If I put x is equal to infinity, upper limit, it becomes e power minus infinity, and you know e power minus infinity is 0. So 0 into this entire thing, it becomes 0. So every problem will be of the same type of simplification we are doing. So there it is 1 by alpha square plus u square. Here it is 1 by 1 plus u square. That's all. So e power minus infinity is 0. Then minus lower limit. Put x is equal to 0. So if I put x equals 0, it is e power 0. E power 0 is 1 into put x is equal to 0. So this is sine 0. Sine 0 is 0 minus second term here 0 means cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. 1 into this u. It is u. So therefore finally we get fs of u equals, see this minus into this minus, it is plus u by 1 plus u square. This is the Fourier sine transform for your problem, right? So this is how we can find a Fourier sine transformation. So this is what we did in the 7th problem. Same thing we got. Instead of alpha, we got 1 here. That's all. Now, after this, after finding this, we need to evaluate this. We have to find the value of this integral. So let us see how to find the value of this integral. Now, to evaluate, all right? To find, all right? To find integral 0 to infinity x into sine mx divided by 1 plus x square dx. So I want to find the value of this integral. Now you know, whenever I ask you to find the value of an integral, you have to use the inverse Fourier transform. And here we are discussing about your sine and cosine transformation. So we have did Fourier sine transform. So you have to take inverse Fourier transform, sine transform to find the value of this. See, by inverse Fourier sine transform we get. So what is the formula? F of x equals, the formula is 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity fs of u into sine ux into du, right? So this is the formula of your inverse sine transformation, right? So you know what is fs of u? Fs of u is u by 1 plus u square. Let us substitute now. So this is equal to 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity. It is u by 1 plus u square into sine ux into du. I'll write. Right. Now, so this is f of x we have. F of x. Now, I have to simplify this. Okay. So I want to get what is the value of this one. I'll cross multiply this. I'll rewrite this one as, see this, integral 0 to infinity. I'll just write down this, u into sine ux divided by 1 plus u square into du equals, so cross multiply this. This will go to the left hand side. This pi into pi divided by 2 into f of x. We get this. I want to know what is the value of this integral. See, now here what I'm going to do is, see, just compare. Here x into sine is there, here u into is there. So I'll put u is equal to x. Just I'll do this. Put u is equal to x, comma, and in place of u is equal to x, in place of x here, I'll put x is equal to m. X is equal to m. See this? Observe carefully now. I'll put u, wherever u is there, I'll put x. Wherever x is there, I'll put m. So therefore, this becomes integral 0 to infinity. U means x into sine. X is m. So it is m x. See this? U is x. X is sine. X is m. M into this u. U means x. Mx by 1 plus u square means 1 plus x square into du. Du means x. Dx is equal to, this is pi by 2 into f of x, and x is m. So this implies integral 0 to infinity, it is x into sine mx divided by 1 plus x square into dx is equal to pi by 2 into f of m. See this? See here, f of x is e power minus mod x. F of m becomes what? E power minus mod m. And here already they said m is greater than 0. So I can write mod x, mod m as plus m only. So I'll write this as e power minus m. Right? E power minus, it is e power minus mod x actually. Mod x means mod m. So mod m can be taken as plus m because m is greater than 0. So value of this integral is pi by 2 into e power minus m, and this is the required value of a definite integral. So this is how we can find the Fourier sine transformation and the value of a definite integral here. Then problem number 10, find the infinite Fourier cosine transform cosine transform of f of x equals e power minus x square. Find the Fourier cosine transform of f of x is equal to e power minus x square. So this is the problem here. So we have to find the Fourier cosine transform for this. So from here onwards, the problem is different. 10th and 11th problems are different here. So we have to do it very carefully. So there are two problems which are most important. Okay, so 10th and 11th. So let us start with 10th. So till we have time. So let us continue. Problem 10, I will do it. So here, I want to find what is a Fourier cosine transform. So I'll write the formula first. So we know that fc of u, Fourier cosine transform, the formula is integral 0 to infinity f of x into cos ux dx. Now this is equal to integral 0 to infinity. What is f of x here? F of x in the problem is e power minus x square. I'll substitute that. So it is e power minus x square into cos ux dx. If I integrate this, we get what is the Fourier cosine. But how to integrate this? So this is the main thing here. This problem is very important because of this. So I cannot integrate this. If I have e power ax into cos bx, I can apply the formula and integrate. This is e power x square. So there is no formula to integrate this type of functions. So then what we have to do? See, this is a special problem, guys. So observe this carefully. This is not like any other problem. See here, how we are going to solve is, first I will differentiate this using Leibniz rule of differentiation under integral sign. So using the Leibniz rule, I will differentiate this so that the differential equation will come. I will solve the differential equation so that the cosine transform will come. So first we cannot integrate this. You have to differentiate, then you have to integrate, because integration of this is not possible. It is a special problem. So remember the procedure, how to solve this problem. It is a unique problem here. So let us differentiate now. Differentiating. Okay. So I'll write differentiating with respect to u using Leibniz rule. Let us use the Leibniz rule and differentiate with respect to. Means you get dfc by du left hand side. So this is fc now. If with respect to u, if I differentiate, you get dfc by du equals the right hand side. It is d by du of integral 0 to infinity. It is e power minus x square into cos ux into dx. So I'm taking the derivative. Now I'll apply Leibniz rule. What does the Leibniz rule says? So Leibniz rule says, if I take this ordinary derivative inside the integral sign, this d becomes dou partial. I mean, I can interchange these two like this. This is equal to integral 0 to infinity. It is dou by dou u of e power minus x square cos ux into dx. So this is what our Leibniz rule says. So just you have to take this d inside the integral. So this d becomes partial dou. So this is how we can apply the Leibniz rule. Now let us differentiate this partially first. So now this is equal to integral 0 to infinity. See here we have to differentiate this function partially with respect to u. See, partially with respect to u means x term is constant. Means this e power minus x square is constant. Only u term you have to differentiate. What is the u term here? Cos ux. So here we have u. You have to differentiate only this partially. So what is the differentiation of cos? You know, differentiation of cos is minus sine. So it is minus sine ux into differentiation of ux. Differentiation of cos is minus sine. Differentiation of ux is with respect to u, means it is x is constant. X into differentiation of u is 1. So it is into x into differentiation of u is 1 into outside dx. So this is how we can differentiate this partially. Cos is minus sin ux, ux is x into u is 1 dx. Now let us simplify this. I can write this one as, I'll write this one as integral 0 to infinity. I'll write sine first, sine ux into this minus x e power minus x square. I'll write together. This minus x e power minus x square, I'll write together, sine ux separately, into dx. Now we have to integrate this. How to integrate? There is a product here. Apply integration by parts. So if I apply integration by parts, I'll select this one as u and this one as v and apply the integration by parts method for this. So using, right, using integration by parts, we get. So what is the formula? See, you get d of c by du equals. So integration by parts is u into integral v. U means it is sine ux into integral v means integral minus x e power minus x square. So this is between the limits 0 to infinity. So it is u into integral v minus integration 0 to infinity. So minus integral 0 to infinity. Differentiation of u means it is d by dx of u. U means sin ux. Okay, d by dx of this one, guys, d by dx of sin ux into integration of v means integration of, it is minus x e power minus x square dx. Look here, it is u integral v minus integration differentiation of u into integral v dx. Integration by parts formula. Integration by parts. Right. So now let us integrate. So what is the integration of this? So I'll do this separately. So integration of minus x e power minus x square into dx equals. See here, actually you have to take like this. Put x square. This minus x square I will take. Put minus x square is equal to t. Differentiate. It is minus 2x into dx equals dt. Or I can write minus x dx equals dt by 2. dt by 2. So if I substitute, it is integral. See this term. It is e power t. So minus x into dx is dt by 2. So finally we get 1 by 2 into e power t, and t is minus x square. That means the integration of this entire thing is 1 by 2 e power minus x square. I substitute that directly here. So we get d of c by du equals, it is sin ux into integration of this. It is 1 by 2 into e power minus x square. So this is between the limits 0 to infinity. Then minus second term. It is integral 0 to infinity. So here d by dx of sine. You know d by dx of sine is cos. It is cos ux into differentiation of ux with respect to x. See, with respect to x means u constant. U into x becomes 1. So it is u into integration of this, already we did, is 1 by 2 e power minus x square. 1 by 2 e power minus x square into dx, right? So I substituted for this integral from this differentiation of sin ux is cos ux into u, simplify. Now for the first one, if I substitute limit, look here, if I substitute x is equal to infinity, it is e power minus infinity square. Infinity square is infinity only. It is e power minus infinity. So, and you know e power minus infinity is 0. So this entire term becomes 0. And if I substitute lower limit x is equal to 0, see here also you have to substitute. X is 0 means, see this term, here you have to put 0, you get sin 0 is 0, 0 into this term becomes 0. So if I substitute upper limit, from this the term becomes 0. If I substitute lower limit, because of this term, it becomes 0. So for the first term, if I substitute upper limit or lower limit, it becomes 0. So straight away I leave this, it is 0. I will substitute only this one. So this one can be written as, therefore, dfc by du equals, I'll take 1 by 2 outside, integral 0 to infinity, even u also I can take it outside. U is a constant because integration is with respect to dx, no? Dx is the variable of integration. So I can assume u constant. So it is u by 2, integral 0 to infinity. I'll write the remaining thing, e power minus x square into cos ux into dx. E power minus x square cos ux dx. This is remaining. And what is this? See this. E power minus x square cos ux is nothing but, see, integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square cos ux is nothing but your fc, your cosine transform. So I straight away replace this entire thing by fc. So therefore we get dfc by du is equal to u by 2 into fc. We get this. So this is the first order differential equation we get. So let us solve this differential equation. So how to solve this first order DE? Separation of variables I will apply. So let us separate fc one side, u one side. So I'll rewrite this as, just look at this, dfc by fc equals, this is u by 2 into du. Correct? See, fc I will take it to the left hand side. So we get dfc by fc equals u by 2 into du. So the variables are separated. Here only fc, here only u. So integrate this. If I integrate this, you get integration of dfc by fc equals integration of u by 2 into du plus c. So integration of dfc by fc, you know, 1 by fc is log. So this implies log fc is equal to integration of u. U is u square by 2. 2 2s are 4. So integration of u is u square by 2. 2 into this to 4. So it is u square by 4 plus c. So this implies fc equals, if you remove log here, the right hand side becomes e power. So I can write this as e power u square by 4 plus c. U square by 4 plus c here. Okay, so I'll take just 2 minutes guys to complete because we are in the ending. So fc is equal to e power u square by 4 plus c, and we can split this as e power u square by 4 into e power c. And this e power c is one more constant. I will take it as c1. So let us choose e power c equals c1. So therefore we get fc equals, it is c1 e power u square by 4. So fc is equal to, it is c1 into e power u square by 4. So this is the Fourier cosine transform, fc. So this is the Fourier cosine transform for this problem. So if you want, we can find the value of c1 also, but it is not required. You can leave this as it is also. General solution you can find because they are not asked particular part. So you can leave the c1 as it is. So this is the required Fourier cosine transform for this problem. So this is how we can find the Fourier sine and cosine transform for a problem. And this is a common procedure for all problems here.